everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Seriously Podcast. I'm Brittany.
I'm Mary.
And today we are bringing back our web series and chill episodes because, you just want something quick to watch, something just get you through the night. So this is a special episode. We're going to be talking about the series Potty Break by creator Toni Thai Sterrett. And guess what? She's with us today. Hey, Toni.
Hi.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited. I've heard so much about this podcast, so I couldn't wait to do this interview. Yes. I'm proud of you guys. I'm proud of you guys for doing it and for creating a platform for us. So I just want to say thank you.
God, thank you.
Okay, so the first question we love to ask our guests is, what was the very first web series or digital series you ever watched?
Probably, you're going to laugh because I was kind of late to the game, but High Maintenance.
High Maintenance. I heard a lot about that one.
Yes. It was on Vimeo, and then they wound up getting a deal with HBO. But it was just like a hodgepodge of ridiculousness, and that's kind of my life. So that really spoke to me. I was like, I love that.
Yes.
And because I was never really, I never really understood podcasts. So, funny story real quick. So I'm a director primarily. And, years ago when I started directing, I was doing some work for AOL and some of their different brands. And I had to interview, I had to do a bra story for a bra company for AOL for these two girls. And it was two women, and one had like big breasts. So we had to fit her for a bra. So I interviewed her, try to make her feel comfortable, directed her through it. She was obviously nervous and on camera, a little shy, fish out of water kind of a feeling. So she kept texting me afterward. And then she emailed me again, a couple of days later, I want to thank you again. You made me so comfortable. I don't know if you're into a web series, but I have this weird web series called Broad City on YouTube. So you should check it out.
Yes.
And I was just like, cool. I don't even remember if I responded. I was just like, web series. I don't even know what that is.
Wait, who was it? Was it Alana?
Alana.
Yes.
Oh my God.
So years later, I'm in an art supply store and getting my mom some paint. And I'm talking to the girl helping me. And I'm telling her about this web series I'm starting to write. And she's like, oh my God, you should check out this web series, Broad City. It kind of reminds me of that. And I'm like, what? And she's like, no, these girls are so funny. And she pulls it up. I'm like, oh shit, I know her. That's the girl who I didn't respond to. Right? I kind of felt like an idiot. But I was like, but I didn't know when she was like, she like web series. I was like, what is that?
That was the early days when no one was really into web series at all.
Yeah, and it was I was on my grind trying to direct, read these books, trying to get work, trying to, you know what I mean? I was just the last thing I need to do is be watching some shows, I don't really get to watch a lot of things because I'm always working or trying to stay in my own head and not be influenced by other people's shit.
Right. That makes sense.
Yeah.
So walk us through how you came up with the idea of Potty Break.
So back in the day, I used to do a little modeling and stuff, but I was, I used to model for I did some stuff for a lot of Tommy Hilfiger stuff, and I did DKNY ones and a lot of baby fat stuff. And I kind of was around Russell and Kimora a lot.
Kimora?
Up in that environment. Yeah, Russell Kimora Simmons. I really learned how to be just multi-layered from being around her, because this girl, she's from St. Louis, this woman rather. And she was just this elegant model, but then she'll be talking to somebody having a business meeting, or, VH1's there interviewing her. And she's like, yes. And basically the fabrics and blah, 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 blah. And then the camera go off and she'll turn to the right and be like, motherfucker. And I was like, what? I was like, wait, you could be both things at the same time? I've never seen such a thing. Either you're bougie or you're ghetto, but that was my first time seeing bougie.
Yes.
I was yes, Kimora. So I felt really lucky that I got to experience that. But being in that environment, I started to meet a lot of people. So I get invited to a lot of events and parties. And then a friend of mine was like, Toni, you need to tell your stories because you've seen so many things and da-da-da-da. And I'm like, all right, cool. And then one thing which is a cause of I don't know, something that I really hate is that sometimes people who they don't understand my background or just my access will just minimize me and call me a party girl. And, you know, I really resent that shit. Can I curse on here?
Do your thing.
Language. Okay. So, and I was just like, you know what? I was like, let me humanize the party girl, right? Because everyone, you know, so I might look a certain way on the outside, but you have no idea what's going on the inside. And a lot of my friends, right? You know, you might have a moment because you're some guy that you're dating is in the club. So you go to the bathroom to like have your cry and then like regain your composure and walk out there like, okay, I'm good. So these women who are walking around looking like they're one-dimensional, you're just assuming that they're just some floozy or model or whatever, some throwaway. And, you know, she has a complex, layered life. So, and then also, I'm actually on this new app called Clubhouse, which is fucking amazing. It's in beta. It's a lot of Silicon Valley people in there. They're starting to let creatives on. It's kind of like a podcast meets like a TED Talk. And there's like a stage and like an audience. It's awesome. It's so amazing. But this is this platform, besides my filmmaking, this is the first time in my life where I felt heard because it's only audio. There's no pictures, there's no profile with videos and you can't judge. They can't judge you. You just have a profile pic and your voice. Very high quality sound. You know, so for me, when I'm in certain spaces, I've tried to like, you know, be intellectual and give my thoughts and opinions on things. And no one ever listens to me because I'm like, it's like, oh, just go be cute, you know? So I'm like, all right. So Potty Break was my opportunity to humanize the party girl and also give myself a voice to talk about important shit, but sandwich it in a comedy. So that's why each episode we're touching on like, you know, toxic masculinity or interracial dating or colorism or, you know, just this pressure when you're getting older and try to still be young, like all of this shit that we don't really talk about, these taboo topics that people are afraid to talk about, you know. So I just did this to hopefully lead to bigger conversation.
Does a great job.
And then like, yeah, thank you so much. And then afterwards, like after I completed Potty Break, because I still like to this day, like I think in the past year I've gotten called a party girl like 4 times. But I'm like, you know, now I'm just like, you know what? If I was white, you'd call me a socialite.
Talk about it.
You need so you need to check yourself. And while you're fucking discriminating against me, like is this like poverty shaming? Like I don't understand what this is. You know what I mean? Why do you know, because you because you had to schlep around a guitar for years to get into it. You know, I mean, I don't know, but don't judge someone by where they got on the bus. You know, so it's just a way that people just try to minimize you. And you know, I ain't having that no more though.
No more. So we have like Donna and Toni. So we meet them in all the episodes, but like as a writer's perspective, like describe Donna and Toni to us.
So initially when I wrote it, right, so I think Donna, she's just the woman who she is completely like, you know, the bitch. Like she's always got some smart, witty thing to say. She's not emotional and she just has a focus, right? So, you know, here in this particular environment, she's just like, I'm trying to get a rich husband. Like, I'm not trying to work hard. Like, I'm trying to be on my like kept woman shit. So she don't have no time. She drags Toni along. She has a goal, and she drags Toni up. Like Toni really doesn't want to be there, but she don't really got shit else to do because she ain't got no man. So. And it's like they're getting paid because when I was in college, I used to get paid to go. It used to be a big party in New York every week, every Saturday, and the promoters would be like, "Toni, come, you know, we'll get you free drinks." They'd be like, "But don't bring any guys." And then after like a few months of that, you're like, "Wait a minute!" It's like, how come you tell me never to bring guys? And then it dawned on me that I was being pimped. So I was like, if you want me to come and bring my beautiful ass friends, you got to pay me. And I want a table and a bottle. So that was what happened.
Get your money.
Get it.
So, right. So people also talk shit. They don't know that I was getting money and getting my Uber, my cabs paid for. So I think that I took that dynamic and was like, okay, so these girls are also getting paid to be there. You know, so like that's why in episode 6, that's why she's like, oh, we're like paid decorations. Like, Because you are,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
You're like a decoration. Like these promoters try to make girls think that they really their friend, and they're not. They're pimping. They're literally pimping girls out.
Yeah.
They sure are.
Right?
Yep. I never experienced
So these athletes
that in New York, but when I go to DC, to a Pacific Club, they're always like, we come, because I usually go with like 6 of my friends or whatever. They're always like, we got guys that want bottles. They just need some beautiful ladies, free drinks, and we're like, okay, like,
right,
let's do it. But I wish I said, pay me. They were like, girl, bye.
Right, and it's an even trade-off, right? Like these guys, they'll act like there's some kind of like currency exchange. Like if I buy you a bottle or if I get you free drinks, you owe me something at the end of the night. But no, I'm helping you to look like you got money to everybody else. So it's just it's just kind of like a fair trade. You know? So you don't really, no one owes anyone anything at the end of the night, you know. But I think a lot of times people lose their power because they think it's all a game. Like that whole club system, it's a business model. And it's crazy, but a lot of people don't really realize that.
Yeah. So
anyway, that was exactly. So, you know, and I have had friends who've gotten, you know, had trouble getting into certain clubs and certain parties. And I'm like, well, one, you know, that should show you something. It's not that you're being excluded. It's that they're not trying to create a fun environment. They're trying to create an environment where people will spend more money. And I had a couple of girlfriends who were cocktail waitresses at some clubs in New York. And these girls, these two white girls were the most gangsta I've ever met. They were bottle service girls, and they'd be like, okay, Toni, come meet us out. And these were my girls, so I would do it, but I stopped. I did it twice, and I was like, I can't mess with y'all no more. Because they'd be like, okay, this guy, he's going to take us to the most expensive sushi restaurant, look really hot, and we're just going to go, and then we're going to go out. When we get to the club, tell them that you only drink champagne. I was like, okay. So we go out, and then, you know, these dudes was getting magnums. It was like Wall Street dude. This other dude was some freaking Texas oil tycoon.
Hustler?
And let me tell you, I'm giving y'all all the secrets. I should put this shit in Potty Break, but whatever.
Exclusive.
These girls,
we get the tea.
This is the exclusive. This is exclusive. These girls would like, while they were talking to the guy and then tossing the fucking drinks back in the bucket or behind their back. Oh, God. So now he's got all these, and they would be faking like they were like lesbians, like they would kiss on each other in front of him and kind of, you know, dance on the guy. And he's really thinking he's about to get this threesome with these two hot blondes. And I'm just sitting here watching like, what is happening? Meanwhile, he done already just spent like $9,000 on these 3 magnums, right? Now it's all gone within a matter of like 5 minutes because all the girls who worked at the club come and they're all shaking their titties in his face and he's just mesmerized. Then they're like, oh my God, we're out of champagne. So now he's either going to split and miss his opportunity to get this situation popping off after, or he's going to buy more bottles because now he's trapped, right? So now he's buying more bottles. By the end of it, like the first guy, the second guy. The first guy, he was kind of like smart and was like, nah. But the second guy, by the end of the night, his bill was $24,000. I was just
American dollars?
Yeah.
I just looked at him.
That's my student loan.
That is a student loan.
Right. And I'm looking at him like, I know you got family members that be begging you for light bill money.
Right.
But I'm like, you really put this much money into thinking these girls was going to give you sex. And at the end of the night, they didn't. So I guess they're kind of like a low, but no. Toni and Donna are not those girls. I don't even know. We just went way into the story, but yeah. Oh, my point is that this whole club environment is just smoke and mirrors. You know what I mean? It's just all smoke and mirrors. It's a business model, right? So it's like, that's why I'm always like, listen, go where you're celebrated, not where you're tolerated. Because a real environment where they want to create fun, they're going to let everybody in. They're not going to exclude people.
Okay, so we're going to switch gears a bit. We're going to play a little game with you. Would you rather? You ready? Okay, so the first one is, would you rather meet your favorite artist in the bathroom or your favorite porn star?
Ooh, Dave Chappelle. I think it's gonna happen. This is definitely gonna manifest because someone asked me recently. I think the interview I did last week. They're like, "Who would be your dream person to be in a Potty Break?" I'm like, Dave Chappelle. Even though he smokes cigarettes, I'm like, if you can come in and smoke your cigarette. I don't know. I'd probably like write him in and have him curse me out. I don't know, but
that would be epic.
Like, I would legit be like, just read the shit out of me and make me cry, and I'll just be happy.
That'll be good. Yeah, he's hilarious.
Yeah.
Okay, next one. Would you rather never be cheated on, but suffer from extreme jealousy on a daily basis, or be cheated on regularly, but never know about it, nor suspect a thing?
I would take the second, but that would never happen to me because I'm too intuitive.
Like, I always know something.
So if my boo is listening to this, don't get any ideas because I'm going to know.
Well, the next question is, would you rather discover that your partner is expecting a child with another person, or discover that your partner is married and has kids?
Oh, do I have a kid with him?
Mm-mm. Y'all been trying. He said, chill.
I would take married with kids.
Oh.
Yeah, I think that's a easy. I don't know. These are both like horrible. Yeah.
Either way, I'm slapping. Putting the paws on them.
Hello. Okay, next one. Would you rather date someone that your family despises but your friends love, or date someone that your friends can't stand but your family adores?
I would take the first one. Because my mother in particular, I'm in her house, I'm quiet, but she tends to like, I don't know, she likes guys for stupid shit, right? But your friends kind of, I don't know, I feel like my mom is also from a different generation, so what the qualities that she might value and that she's taught us to value might not be like in line with like today. Yeah. And I feel like your friends kind of just are around you socializing with your dude more, and they'll probably pick up on shit that he's doing, right? Or like, yeah, so that's why I would pick that makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
For this one, I know what Donna would say, but I want to know what Toni would think. Okay, would you rather marry someone who's funny but poor, or marry someone who's boring but rich?
Oh my God, I literally just broke up with the boring rich guy during COVID. And now I'm with the fun guy. He's not broke, but he's not rich yet. But he's amazing. So, oh my God, this is too personal. I'm uncomfortable. When this comes out, I'm not letting him know about it. I know that much. No, I mean, listen, I feel like if you, I don't know, it's just, you can have a miserable fucking life, and Gucci bags can't hold you at night. So I'm just like, I really don't see the point in that. That shit is not all it's cracked up to be. And I don't want to name names, but as we could see, and what's been happening the past few years, like with certain people, I'm not naming names, but that shit, nope.
It ain't worth it.
Nah.
Nope. I don't suggest it, because you're going to be made a fool of.
Yep. Yes. All right. So let's get into our highlights of Potty Break. So the first episode, you hate to see it. You know, we're introduced to Donna and Toni, and Donna has an issue. She has a problem. And this episode, you really have to question, like, where loyalty stands in your friendship. Like, what does friendship mean to you?
How much do I really love you? As a sis, how much do I really love you?
Yes. So basically, Donna she thinks she has herpes. She wants Toni to check it out. But it actually made me think of the Sex and City episode where Carrie got like the IUD thing stuck in her vagina, and she made her friend like try to get it out. So I was like, that's good friendship. Yeah. Like that. I mean, Toni wasn't with it at first.
No, of course not.
She did it.
Like,
she did it though.
She did it.
Well, yeah, it was like, my loyalty was being tested, and I don't, I'm from Harlem. I don't do that. You just trying to. This is a ridiculous, like, trying to have secret. I don't know, but in real life, like, would I have done that? I don't know. I guess I just don't know. You never know what you'll do.
Right. That is so true. Because I know, like, for me, the answer is no. Like, I'll take you to the hospital. There's a professional that can help you with this. but I can't.
Right. So let me ask y'all. You can, I mean, I'm gonna flip it on you. You don't have to answer. Have you ever had like a condom lodged in you, and had like the dude has to dig it out?
Nah.
No.
That might just be. I'm gonna leave that one alone. But but is there a difference? Oh yeah, I guess it's a big difference.
Yeah, I guess it's different because the guys, he's already
in there.
He's here. You just the loyalty is gonna be like. Let's just not talk about it. If I help you, we ain't talking about this no more. It never happened.
Yes, it never happened. Don't ever bring it up. I will deny. But
if your friend, all right, but if your friend, listen, I think if your friend was really like a little, like the Donna wasn't as, like my friend in real life would have to be way more distraught than Donna was.
Yeah, if you're like, oh my God, I'm so scared, like crying, I'm like, all right, fine, girl.
Right, if she's having a complete meltdown, and it's like you
Donna
just have
was like making jokes with it. I'm like, all right, girl.
Right. But it's so British too. It's so funny because it was like I was so happy that she was in it because just that like she's just, I mean, everything about it is so British, and it's funny. She's like, Toni, it's like she's like, it's like you know me, and everyone's like, did y'all improv? I'm like, no. But it was like, I was around her enough to just, and I used to live in England for a couple of years, so I just know how they are. They're just they're like kind of bullies.
Did you envision Donna to be British, or it just happened that way?
No, not at all. So what happened was, right, if I can be honest, when I wrote it, initially my character was Donna and Donna was me, right? But I hadn't casted the other person yet. I was like, okay, it has to be someone I know so we can have that kind of rapport. And then I was like, okay, just when I think of terms of representation, right, and just knowing like, the shit that dark-skinned women, Black women go through, right? I was like, okay, it has to be someone dark-skinned, right? And so then I had to flip the roles because I didn't want the dark-skinned girl to be a mess, right? Because I feel like that would have also fed into certain stereotypes, right? So I felt like she had to be the one that had a little more sense, right? And I wanted her to just be like, just really fucking fly. And like, unfortunately, we didn't get as many close-ups of the wardrobe as I wanted to. But I was very strategic in the wardrobing and everything. So, and then the fact that so I was trying to find someone, but it was so hard to cast. And then one day I went to sleep, and in my dream, it was like I don't know. In my dream, I dreamt of a person with a British accent. And when I woke up, I was like, Donna, and I called her, and right away she was
I love it.
Yeah,
she's great for it. And I definitely keep her outfit. She be giving looks.
Yeah, she was giving looks. The little Leah jacket, and the dress with the cock. It was that line. It was a line in there where the white girl was like, "Is that a cock on your dress? A cock on your dress?" But I don't know, for some reason, when it was shot, so half the footage from that episode that we shot got lost. So that line got lost in the sauce. So I was like a little devastated because I picked that dress on purpose. But yeah, those were cocks on her dress.
Oh my God.
That sounds crazy. Oh my God. Okay. Everyone's going to think I'm fucking I am, though.
You're funny. Okay. So episode 2 was a good one too, to dump a predator. So Toni is stressed. She's distraught. She is rejected. Everything because of her bad breakup. Like, did her guy break up with her at that moment, or he was somebody that she broke up with already and went back to?
Yeah, they had broke up and she went back to him. So that's why Donna's like, how was the big
okay, got you. Yes.
It was one of those I want to talk situations, but really he starts kissing on your neck and shit because spot, and the next thing you know, you thinking he loves you, and you trapped into his bed, and then
and I've had those conversations with my friends where I'm like, Don, I'm like, did you, and they're like, girl, I did. Like, some people don't have that willpower. Like, they go in there like, I'm not doing nothing with him. It's just gonna be a conversation.
Right.
You start licking on that neck. You're like, all that talk.
Exactly. Ooh, your voice even changed. It must
No, I was not correct. I was not.
Well, I'm just kidding.
He knows that I wanted to have a family. He knows that. Why would he say that?
Because he wanted raw sex. He's the oldest chick in the book.
Oh my God, you know what? While you were doing it, and he was behind me, he tried to take the fucking condom off.
That's like traumatizing almost. Like
It is. And it's like, that's funny because I mean, I'm so happy you guys picked up on all of that because it's real, right? And it's like men really, I mean, you know, that not all men aren't bad. Like, I definitely don't want to seem like I'm male bashing, but there are a lot of men out here who are like predators, and they, you know, I remember this guy I met. He lives in LA and he's a director. And he was just like, yeah, I tell my boys all the, actually, so some of the lines in that was from his mouth. And when he saw it, he was like, that sounds familiar. But he was, the line where he was like, when he said, he actually literally said this to me. He's like, oh, I always tell my boys, if you want to get some easy ass, you know, just go to a church. And I was like, yeah, that's horrible.
Stay out of the church.
Because, you know, you see these vulnerable women who are horny, but really trying to do right by the Lord and be celibate. And you see that as easy prey. Like, that's fucking horrible. And he said to me, women who allow themselves to be taken advantage by a man based on what he says and not what he does are at fault.
No.
And to me, I was like, that's some predator.
Very much so.
I'm scared.
Yeah, be scared. It's like pissing me off right now.
That's why you can't be like, when they start with that sweet nothings, no, where's your action?
Yeah, but then it's like so many women who even like myself, right? My father wasn't around growing up. You know what I'm saying? My brother went to college and everyone came back to New York. Like, I didn't have anybody to teach me about that kind of stuff. So, like, sometimes people will be like, oh, love yourself, blah, blah, blah. Like, you don't, but that's so intangible. Like, what does that mean? Like, it's quite possibly to love yourself and not have the tools. Right? And really not know. So you can just be like, oh, you know, you see the good in people and you don't really think that someone's going to do something like that. But there are people who literally are like sharks in the water, right? They intentionally seek out women who are like, you know, Christians who want to get married or who are vulnerable or who are like victims of some kind of sexual trauma. And they kind of just slide in. And there's no accountability. You know, it's kind of like a crime with no punishment. So, yeah. Sorry, I'm getting all
but
dark
it's
and shit,
real.
but
It's so
what
real.
It is. Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Okay, so episode 3 was by far my favorite episode because you spoke about Hamilton. And
come on!
We are huge fans of Hamilton. I was like, listen, the minute he started singing, I'm like, I'm in.
He said, when he said the room where it happened, I said,
I knew it.
Sign me up.
We're here.
Oh my God, y'all made me cry. I love Hamilton so much.
Love it.
It's like the best thing that ever happened to me.
Did you see it in person?
Yes, I did.
Kudos.
I saw, you know, I'm not going to tell y'all. I'm not going to go into it.
I saw it live too.
I'm literally looking
in Chicago though, not here in New York.
I'm looking at a Hamilton doll my mom has in her living room because she saw it. My sister took her for her birthday to see it. This was after the original cast, so the tickets had gone down to $500 a piece. So it was like, mommy, either trip to Jamaica or Hamilton. She was like Hamilton. Right. But afterwards, she was like, it was worth it, honey. She was like, that was the best thing I've ever seen in my life. The best thing ever. So to be honest with you, that Hamilton really inspired me. It was a big inspiration for me in doing this project. Yeah, for sure. Because I was like, yo, he knew the rules and broke the rules and did whatever the fuck he wanted to do. And I was like, ooh, I want to do that. I want that to be my approach to my work all the time. So,
yes. Love it.
So, what are your top 3 songs from Hamilton?
Of course, Wait for It.
Wait for it.
May or may not have made me cry the first time.
It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful.
Come on,
he sings so well. Like,
yes. Oh, chills. Probably, obviously, I'm not throwing away my shot.
Okay.
And yeah, I'm not throwing away my shot. Yeah, it's a good song to get you hyped up. And what would be the third favorite? Ooh, I think maybe I don't know. It's so good. I don't have one. Well, I kind of, you know what? I think I have a new. Actually, in the past few weeks, 3 weeks, I think my third favorite would have to be the last one. Because I've been thinking about legacy a lot. So like that, who lives, who dies, who's
I love that
your
song.
story. And then it's like, what is a legacy? Something like flowers in the garden you plant but never get to see. And I was like, yes. But it's like, who, you know what I'm saying? Oh,
the whole thing. Just
I don't know.
First track,
I get all emotional. I have a problem.
Everything.
Yeah. Amazing.
Y'all have to move to the next.
Wait, did you ever last Hamilton? Did you ever see the Hamilton and Beyonce mashup?
Oh,
no.
Girl.
What? Ham for Bay?
Come on. It's so good. It's on YouTube. I will send it to you right after this show.
Oh my gosh,
girl.
God,
please do.
That right there, production.
I am, yeah. If I tell my mom, listen, my mom thinks Beyonce is her daughter, so she gonna lose her shit.
Oh, she's gonna love it.
There's a mashup.
She's gonna love it.
Oh my God.
So yes, we love the Hamilton references.
I also liked in episode 3 how you guys touched on colorism, how Donna, like, she had to literally make a point about, there's slim pickings out here for dark-skinned black women.
I'm running out of options, Toni. My dad doesn't want to support me anymore, and I'm a dark-skinned black woman over 30.
Don't start that shit.
It's true, I'm chocolate. And these black men here in New York more and more want lighter and more exotic women.
Because a lot of times we do see that men seem to favor lighter skinned women. So I appreciated that.
Thank you. I mean, I went to City College in New York, and I had I took like an extra summer semester. I went to take some extra creative writing classes, and one of the classes, there was this. I don't want to say her name, but no, I'm gonna say her name because just in case she hears this and I can find her because I love her. But her name is Ama, and she was born in Ghana. She was a very dark-skinned black woman, and every story she would write was about, like, it was just a lot of pain, right? And it was just like, oh, I wanted to be lighter, and the girls in my school, I got teased when I moved, being here and being from Africa, and then she was just like, they would tell me if I took a bath in bleach, I would be lighter, and I would do it, and then she was like, or if, I would put they told me if I put Carrie lotion on my skin, the white Carrie lotion, and just let it sit and sink in, it'll make me lighter. And she would do it. And it was just like really traumatic shit, right? That was always what her stories were about. But then like when it was like a white person in the class or a white girl who was like, telling her story and we were giving feedback, she was just so mean and aggressive, right? So I'm just like, one day I'm like, yo, like after class, I'm like, yo, what is going on? Like, and she was like, and I'm like, yo, you can't be coming at people like that. Like, yo, what is going on? She's like, I'm just upset because, I have these issues and no one seems to care. And, guys don't like me and they don't look at me and they never, and I was like, girl, I get it. Like, I get it. I was like, but you got to pay attention to me, pay attention to you. Like, fuck it. I mean, now I've expanded. I used to think always white boys, but like, there's Asian guys, Indian guys, like Egyptian, like everything, right? But we're always looking in one direction, right? And it's like, you can't always look for people who haven't even been taught to value themselves, to value you. So I told her, I was like, listen, I know white guys be looking at you, right? She's like, oh girl, please. And I was like, just like be open-minded. So the next semester, I'm like running to a class and I just hear somebody like coming through my peripheral. And then she's like, you fucking bitch. And I look and she's running, like she's like barreling towards me with a smile on her face. I'm like, what? She's like, you jinxed me. And she's just smiling. I was like, what? I knew what she was talking about, right? And I was like, see, I told you. And she just blushing. I was like, ugh. I was like, I got to run outside. I'll see you later. And I never saw her again. Like, I think that I don't know. I never saw her again. I didn't have her number. Like, I just was like, I want to see what happened. Like, so that's why I wrote that. And then, I had been in a play once and this woman was talking about like her experiences being a third grade teacher and how the boys in class pass around notes and with the girls that they like, and the names of the Latina and the light skinned girls are always on the, on the top. And the dark girls, if they're even on there, are just on the bottom, right? And she said that the little girls that she's teaching are 8 and they don't feel pretty. And she remembers, little black girls, and she remembers the same exact thing happening when she was in 3rd grade with those notes the boys would do. And she didn't feel pretty, and it was like, I don't know. That was just very hurtful to hear. You know what I mean? So that's why I wrote that, because I just kind of hope that, and I'm going to keep it real. Like, a lot of my friends who do date like guys from other cultures, like, I wouldn't say that was most of their first choice. But then at a certain point, you just have to allow yourself to let love come to you and not have a description of what it's supposed to look like, And that can be like with money, you know what I mean? That can be like height, height, money.
Wait a minute.
Race,
wait a minute.
All of that.
Bring it back.
Height, like, everybody wants the tall guy, right?
Yeah.
But y'all crazy. I can hear the judgment now. Like, I ain't doing no short
We was
guy.
with you for a minute.
Strong.
Oh, you are.
Then you said height, and we said pump the brakes right there.
See, but you know what? You might be missing out on a really dope ass man who would love this shit.
But he's my son.
Oh no, she didn't. Oh my god, she said he's my son. Listen, so I know somebody who is dating a guy who's short, and I have never seen somebody get spoiled so much in my life. Like, it's ridiculous.
Beautiful. So beautiful.
She's like, but not for me. Oh, you are just nasty. You got me turned into an old church lady. Nasty.
Listen, to each their own. That's all I'm saying.
She was like, listen, get you a tall Asian boy. Like, she was like,
yes. Oh, would you date outside your race?
Yeah, and I have.
I never dated, but I definitely had like in school, like I had crushes and like some white boys here and there, but I never dated. But I don't know if it's because we're just so developed to think like I'm just always like black love. Like I want to marry black, I want my children black. But that doesn't mean like if I was to meet a guy tomorrow, like he wasn't black, I wouldn't be like, oh, get away from me. Like, I would give him a chance.
As long as he's not short.
Yes. Yes.
No. Oh my God. That was me.
I mean, my height.
With heels.
Ooh.
With heels are
That's a hard question right there.
Like, I'm more open to it than my counterpart here.
I see.
Listen, I'll admit, and it's like, a no for me.
And that's okay. And that's okay to have a preference. It's okay. But all I'm saying is that, and like, that might change in 10 years. You know what I mean? Like, if you single still, it's like all of that shit starts to change. Yeah. It's just a matter of being open. You know what I'm saying? And like allowing somebody to just, show up. That's all I'm saying. So
we feel you, girl. We feel you.
I think that's important. Good. Y'all got me. I don't know why I'm like feeling flustered. I'm like, I feel bad. I'm like, if there any short guys listening to this, we've
been doing this show for about 5 years. Our viewers, they know. They know how we feel.
Oh, good.
How we feel.
Okay, good. Consistency. Y'all are hilarious. Y'all cracking yourselves up. I feel like it's some personal story, some personal situation. I don't know.
Because we had just spoke about this like maybe an episode ago or two episodes ago. So it's just so funny that's coming up again.
Oh, that's funny. Okay.
Episode 4 also touches on like sort of like a taboo thing, like standards. Donna, she's interested in someone that is 11 years younger than her. That's her son.
That's literally.
So what's the youngest you would date or have dated?
Define date.
Right. I would just say go out on a date. So y'all went somewhere.
I mean, the youngest I went out with, the guy was probably 11 years younger than me. I actually, after this was written, right?
Really?
Yeah, super young. But I was just like, but just like, kind of not that long out of college and like working in finance. But he, I don't know. He just was like, had something to prove. I just couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. Just based on like, it's certain. So I love pop culture. I'm always singing. Like how you guys like Hamilton. Like it would be really hard for me to like deal with someone who won't even watch it. Right. Like, but it's like,
it's a deal breaker.
Yeah. Like I'm always breaking out in songs. If someone says something, I start singing a song. And if you don't know my references, which is like why it's hard for me to even date outside of even though I say this, it's hard for me to date out. I would date out of my culture if I met someone amazing, but my preference is to be with someone who would know what songs I'm singing or what lines from movies I'm saying. So because that's such a big part of who I am, and I'm always like trying to play movie trivia and shit, I just feel like someone that even younger than me wouldn't get it. Like he probably didn't see Boys.
Yeah.
And
that's
that might be an issue.
I definitely get that for sure.
Or like certain songs, right? Certain songs. It's just
can't relate.
Yeah.
Because then I'm judging you. Like if you don't know it, I'm looking at you like, you don't know this song?
My jam.
Right.
Then you make me feel old.
Right? That's even worse.
Right, exactly. Right. That's probably what it really is.
What also killed me with this episode was the fact that Donna, she's talking to a film star and he can't even find one ticket for her out of his 30 free tickets. Like if you that low on the totem pole of his important people, like if you're not even making his top 30, like girl, that should have been a wake up.
This actually happened. This actually happened to someone that I know, and I think she's mad at me for this. But I had to, but I just was so like we were out, and she was like texting him, and it's like this actor that was in this big movie, and I was just like, yo, that's fucked up, and like. I was like, I literally said like, oh, maybe it's 15 and it's like, +1. Everyone gets a +1. And she texted him and that's when she was like, no +1s. And at that point I was like, oh shit. And I was like, I hate him. I was like, that, you know what I'm saying? Like that was just mean. Like that was literally like, you just had, like, that's like you were sleeping with this woman, right? And I feel like there should be a certain level of fucking respect for someone that you're intimate with. But like you are intentionally trying to hurt her right now.
Yeah. That's a power move right there. I don't like it.
It's nasty. It's nasty. So I don't like him to this day. Fuck all his movies. And, I just think he's a horrible person. But, I just think that, a lot of times women think that like, you really think like some guys really just want that experience sexually with an older woman who has no experience, right? So you just got to be really mindful that it's not just like a novelty.
That's real.
So episode 5, let's talk about episode 5. This was a really good episode too. Donna and Toni end up meeting a porn star. She comes to the bathroom, aka their room, and Toni is like starstruck. She's like, "You taught me everything I know, girl." But I guess she wasn't like feeling that, this porn star and Donna were key and then she came for her skin. And Toni from there, she was just like, I don't like this girl.
Yeah, it takes a lot of guts to just bust it wide open on the camera like that. Like imperfections, hair bumps, tattoos. Yeah. So this is pretty safe, right? You guys get tested a lot?
It was just like a tit for tat being shady,
judging her life
the entire time,
everything. And then
why are we like this?
I don't like that either. Like when like, your best friend is kicking with somebody over yours, Smith. I'm like, what y'all? You don't even know her. What are you doing?
Right, and Donna just went into full mode because that's
Donna really act like she didn't know her.
It's crazy, right? That was actually my favorite.
Yeah, that was really good.
And but it's like the shade, right? But it's like it's funny because when we shot, so like right now I have like 3 pimples on one side of my face. Like I'm always struggling with that. So it's funny that when we shot that episode, my skin was a clear.
Because she said that was like where,
right? So that was kind of hard. I was like, maybe I should have like drawn a pimple, but whatever. Like literally, it was just like just as life would have it, and my skin was super clear that day. But in other episodes, you can see a couple pimples. But no, that was, and I also like feel like it's important to humanize like sex workers, because I'd be like, if we don't have porn stars, like you would definitely have like a lot more rapes and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know that sounds like dark, but I'm like, they are really actually like a necessity. I just like people need an outlet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, it's gonna be something, you know? So it's, I don't know. I know that sounds psycho, but that's
no, we get it.
My thought process. That I just feel like we need to applaud them. If you are willing to bust your legs wide open on camera like that, like it ain't gonna be me. It will never be me.
Good luck to you.
And not even like, yeah, but I'm like, but thank you, because I like, you know, I've watched it a time or two, and like only a time or two I watched porn. And I'm just like, you are brave. And I just like, what? Like, how did you come to this point, right? But then it's like you have this judgment. It's like you're watching it, but then you still feel like you're better than this woman. So that's why I was like, okay, let me make her a woke porn star. And then, you know, the line where she says, you know, I finally took ownership of my body and my sexuality. So the subtext there is like she may have been molested or something. You know what I mean? Because she said, I finally
because she said she had a rough childhood.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, yes, exactly. I overcame a fucked up childhood, right? So that was, I didn't want it to make it so on the nose, but if you put two and two together with like, okay, this was her way, and it's not a wrong way or a right way, but it's her way because everybody's in survival mode to a certain extent. So this was her way of taking her power back.
Yeah, and then for Toni to just straight up read her and judge her, like, where you even come from? You don't even know me.
But she took a jab at me. But you know what that showed though? That someone can be like smiling in your face and be like, oh my God, you're so amazing. But they have these fucking judgments brewing beneath the surface, right? So it was all good when it was like, oh yeah, I learned how to, you taught me how to do blowjobs or whatever. But then when she came at her real feelings that were laying beneath the surface and beneath the fake ass smile came out. It's like, and it's funny because on set they really was acting like that and it was annoying. But
she's like, I don't like that.
I was like, you just met her, Donna.
Chill out. It's not your friend.
Right, exactly.
So, but then we also in this episode see kind of how Donna, the friendship, I don't know if you would say the friendship is one-sided, but you kind of see how Toni be feeling a way about Donna. And you see that especially in the finale episode. The cool card is challenged by these younger girls and have them like rethinking their life.
Yeah.
Which I feel like everybody goes through, right? It's like you just thinking you living your life, and then just one experience can happen that makes you just like, wait, what's happening here? And like you really are like, damn, I guess it's that moment when you realize that you're too old. You're starting to get too old to be still be in a club.
Sweetie, we like to party. That's why we're at a club partying, okay? But I'm sorry, black people don't do that shit. I'm black.
Bullshit. She put me on.
So I intentionally made the black girl the one whose uncle owned the club. And the white girl was her, because I'm always trying to like get away from stereotypes. You know what I mean? And then like when she was just like, she tried to, I think it was Toni's character was just like, oh, black people don't do cocaine. And then she was just like, oh, but she's the one who, the white girl was like, but she's the one who put me on to cocaine. You know, because it's like, there's always white girls are just loose and, with no morals. So not saying that you don't have morals if you do cocaine. I'm just saying like just all of these stereotypes, I'm always trying to flip them on their head.
It was just like a mess. Like, what is going on?
It was a mess. And I'm mad that Toni was like, I want to do that too. Like,
when the girl came, I was like, I want to come. No, when the girl came, I was like, yes, I want to come too.
But she became an angry person. So the drug affects everybody differently.
Right, I didn't even think about that. It definitely did not make me come.
No.
I wrote that in there. Donna could have said that. It would have made me even more pissed at her.
Like how we have like angry drunks, happy drunks. She became an angry high person and the other girl becomes a horny high person.
in for the bags.
You don't laugh with me. You laugh at me. Big difference.
Stop being so dramatic.
Just shut the fuck up. And then you didn't even defend me. You didn't even say anything when I said black people don't do cocaine.
Because it's bullshit.
Oh, so what? Where is your fucking camaraderie? Where's your black pride? Huh? Unity.
Are you done yet?
Just shut the fuck up.
I feel like Donna's character just represents that, like, I don't know. Like, you know, sometimes you have a friend, but maybe you're more her friend than she's your friend.
Yep. So have you ever felt like that? Like a friendship was one-sided or you was putting more energy?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, you know what I mean? I'm not, like, if someone's close to me, I'm not always that good at seeing their intentions. But I can see everyone else's who are farther away, right? But I think, like, sometimes I've been like, okay, this is my friend, period. You know what I mean? It was not a friend, no, like, ... It was like, this is my friend, period. So you have this idea of what a friend should be, right? So, you know, oh, she needs me to look at her vagina. Okay, because that's what friends do. But then it's like, you know, so these are more vignettes because it's not like a continuous thread through the series, right? So, but in each vignette, you just see that, like, besides that one time, Donna was nurturing to her when she brought her that dress. But it looks like there was love between them, but really Donna just doesn't want to be there.
Yes, I definitely keep that.
So she bought her a dress that was not very thoughtful. She didn't put a lot of thought in it.
She sure did it.
I got it from some girl in Poshmark.
She said, I found it.
I got it from some girl in Poshmark. You know what I mean? And it was like, you didn't even put thought into it, you know? And then when Toni was about to cry and have this little meltdown, she was like, don't you cry. And she gave her this pep talk, right? But when you look at it, I think there was some sincerity to it, but I think Donna's character is one of those people who she can't feed into your pain and trauma because it'll trigger her. So she might have to be a little, like, a couple of steps removed so that she doesn't like to start to get emotional and cry too. All she knows that there's cute guys outside and they need to hurry up so they can get out there.
That's all she knows.
Before these young bitches. That's all she knows, you know, so... In the end, I think Toni's starting to realize, like, yo, you don't even laugh with me. You laugh at me.
Definitely peep that. Yeah.
You know, because it was like it was like, yo, she don't really have my back. She's just here along for the ride. And I'm just her accessory and her agenda. And that's why I was like, we're done. Because it was like, you know, y'all helping me break this damn thing down.
You're like,
think about it. Right? I'm like, this bitch. I'm gonna curse her out when I get off this.
But how that episode ended is it like the friendship is done, or was it kind of like, I'm mad at you now, girl, but call me later?
You know what? I play with it, but I think I have to be consistent, and I have to, especially like we're having this conversation, right? It's just like, yo, you're gonna have to work for it for the friendship because you've been like a horrible fucking friend. So I think that you'll definitely see them back together again, but I'm still figuring that out. Like, you know, is the story gonna kind of branch out into Toni trying to get her independence from Donna? Because she's trying to grow and Donna's still in the club, right? It's like, so like if you listen to the theme song, right, which I wrote and rapped, I'm not a rapper, but I was just like, I ain't got no money to pay nobody. But anyway, but I wrote that, right? So it's like, what did I say? I'm getting old for this club shit, but Donna's trying to find her husband. So it's like, I'm just always being a wing woman, but it's like, at what point does Toni's character like, okay, you have to live for you, you know? So I do feel like, whatever the next iteration of Potty Break is, it'll be more about Toni kind of branching off and then Donna having to come around, which might look like how is Donna going to change? Like, is the relationship important to her? Is she going to stay in denial? You know what I'm saying? Is she going to stay in this denial state that she's really, like, with these young ass girls in the club and you up here like, I'm still hot. Like, you know, I mean, she is, but it's like, at some point reality has to hit. So I would love to see like their relationship kind of progress into a more mature place, but still having fun and being wild. But I think Donna has to, like, you know, hopefully, but she might not, like, have humility, you know, but we'll see. Because I mean, you know, revelation is not revelation till it's revelation to you. So it still might it might be some conflict with them because Donna's just not seeing how she's showing up.
I see that too. Come on with the deep stuff right here.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, right.
So what about like with your own friends and like let's say you guys have issues or a fight, are you like usually the first one to reach out to address the beef or do you wait for them to come to you?
I'm really horrible with this. It's funny, like during this whole COVID quarantine thing, I'm actually learning how to be a better friend myself. Because I tend, like, my knee-jerk reaction has always been to, like, I've been actually like getting closer to or getting like making amends with people like from the past for some reason. I don't know how it's happening, but my default just to protect myself has always been like, so I never felt like comfortable, for like asking for what I want or communicating my needs in a healthy way. So I would just avoid that and just be like, I don't want to be your friend anymore. I'm mad. So that way it was, I think subconsciously it's because I just didn't know how to do the work, right? And I didn't know how to say what you did or what you said hurt me. And a lot of times, right, in our community, when someone does say that to someone, it's not because the other person might be taking, we all make mistakes, right? But they might take that as an attack on their character. So they'll get defensive and deny you an apology or closure. Because if they apologize, it's like they're taking on fault, right? And if you always have the world telling you that you're wrong or you're too black or you're too loud or you're too this or you're too sexual or you're not sexual enough or you're too, you know what I mean? It's all of this piling on. And now you have to live with like, oh, I've disappointed this person. And I don't know how to say sorry. So I'm going to just be like, get out your feelings. You're being too sensitive. You know what I mean? So I think, so in my own friendships, they each differ. But I've probably taken the kind of like, I guess, how Toni did in the bathroom, right? We're fucking done. Instead of like, let's talk about this tomorrow. Or checking Donna every time she did some shit and be like, hey, if you do this again, then we can't be friends. Because when you do this, it makes me feel hurt. So it's like, I think a lot of us, like, myself included, I don't know why I'm telling y'all all this shit, but myself included, like, your default is to like protect yourself and run. So yeah, in my own friendships, I'm actually still learning how to communicate. And then I have to say I have to be responsible for how I present it to them, right? So I don't trigger them and let them know that, listen, we're still going to be friends after this. This is not a deal breaker, but I just want you to know how I feel because I don't want our friendship to deteriorate.
Friendship is a full-time job.
I know. I just heard one of y'all go.
Friendships are hard.
It is, right?
Yeah, you just gotta learn. You learn as you go.
Yeah, and relationships, period. Right. So it's just like having grace for each other and yourself.
Exactly.
Okay, so with Potty Break, what are some takeaways you want the viewers to get from the show?
Takeaways. Well, I would like for good takeaways. Well, one is respectability politics. Like, I think that is stopping people from being themselves. Like, and like the burden of representation. Like, I feel like we carry so much like things that are projected on us that like as people, as women, as whatever, right? When I just want people to walk away just being like feeling okay to just be, right? And even if you have messy moments, like you're learning, like it's a continuing, like you're continuing to grow. So it's like, give yourself room to like do something. Like, I'm not saying go try cocaine, but Toni did that, it didn't work out for her. So now she might try the next thing, but you're going to figure it out till you figure it out. So, but, I don't think any of us are doing ourselves any service by trying to pretend to be something that we're not, which I feel like both these characters were doing that, right? They were pretending to be okay. And so I just hope that people can walk away with feeling okay with just being. And just kind of I don't know. I don't want to be too preachy. Because I feel like I'm like gonna suck
No,
the energy
you're
out of the
dropping
room.
gems.
No, not at all.
No, definitely. I'm like, I don't want to be like too preachy, but I just do. Like, I just think that there are just so many complexities to us and our relationships, and like, just give people room to just grow and fuck up, and give yourself room to grow and fuck up, and then do it again.
Yeah.
You know, because it's just not that serious.
Yes.
So that's why I did a couple like self-deprecating things, like I farted in some episodes.
She sure did.
Vomiting. Right, so it's just like all of that shit, because it's like I want to show like layers to us, like we all do the same shit, right? We all fart, we all do that, right? We all do these like we have these messy parts of ourselves behind closed doors, but you know, even with all of that, like we're still enough.
Yeah.
So
That's beautiful.
I guess that's what the takeaway would be, that you are.
Come on.
Thank you.
Come on.
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you.
And scene.
Oh my goodness. Toni, this episode was so good. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Y'all got me emotional. I don't know why. Oh, you know what? I'm getting my period.
That'll do it. That'll do it.
A little bit of that. But no, it's like, you know, I just feel like now more than ever, we gotta love upon each other. You know what I'm saying? And give each other space and room. And I'm so grateful for you guys, to you guys, for giving me this space to talk and share my work. Like, I'm very happy to be talking to you, and I hope I get to meet you guys in person.
I hope so too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Are you in LA?
Yes.
Oh, you're in New York?
I'm in New York. I'm in Harlem.
Oh.
We definitely want to see each other soon.
Definitely.
Yes.
Yes.
There's a rooftop with my name on it.
Talk about
I love a rooftop. Oh my god! But Toni,
Y'all are funny.
Let the people know like where they can follow you and where they can keep up with Potty Break and anything new you got going on.
So right now I'm in pre-production phases on a documentary about Black women's bodies, and also a short film about this Black woman who's been through trauma but is trying to like open herself up to this stuff, right? So those are the two projects I have coming up. And then Potty Break, the website for Potty Break is pottybreak.co. And the Instagram handle is pottybreakco. And then my personal Instagram is at Toni Thai. That's ToniThai, like Thai food. And that's where you can find me.
So make sure you all go follow, watch the episodes. They're really fun, really quirky. They are seriously approved by us. So definitely.
Yay!
Yes, you're seriously approved.
Yes, girl, you got that stamp. You got the stamp.
So definitely check it out and keep following us at all social media platforms. Seriously Podcast. Make sure you leave a review on Apple Podcasts as well at Seriously Podcast, and we'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Toni.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye, Toni. Thank you again.
Thank you, guys.